this hoe getting fight with me, right? So that's in my mind. I wanted to say, bitch, you know what? Be quiet, hoe, because you already know I don't like you. Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica. If you're new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. So today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me because I'm going out today, and I just want to, get ready with y'all. So I'm gonna be doing my makeup and stuff, and the products that I'll be using. I for the most part already use them in my videos, but right now concealer. This is in the shade Biscuit. Yes, medium dark one. I love this concealer, and I'm literally out. Like, I'm so sad, and I need to get more mascara, but I'm gonna start off by priming my face. Y'all, what have y'all been up to? What have y'all been doing? I've been living life. Recently, I quit this job I was working. I was working there for like 5 months, but they were really like racist. Like, these bitches were racist as fuck, and I just couldn't take it. Like, I was trying to stay there for as long as I could, but then I was like, I'm not gonna be here. Like, these bitches racist. I'm not gonna deal with this. People like disrespecting me, just being shady and shit. Like, when I first started, they was like always putting me in stuff, like, cause I work in housekeeping, and mind y'all, this hotel was like so fucking like, it was just like so ghetto as fuck. All these ghetto ass people was up there, and I was like, well, I don't need to be here, but I was working there or whatever to make money, so I stayed. And when I had first started working, like, I had noticed, like, because me and my mom, we were like supposed to start working together. Like, we was gonna be working together, but my mom decided she didn't want to work there no more. So she was like, she was like, no, I don't want to work there no more. She was like, she just didn't want to work there. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just work here since you don't want to. So I had worked there, and like when I started, we walked in, and like they were looking at us like, oh, these they're black. These ladies are black. And in my mind, I could tell they was like, they black, like he hired them. And I was like, bitch, like I could just tell they was like discriminatory and like prejudice. But I just looked past it, and we started working there. And I was working there or whatever. And like, I think it was like the first week or the second week, maybe like a month in. Like, it was this lady there, like she would always be like in my rooms and shit, like trying to like fix stuff. And I'm like, girl, like my room's wasn't even like bad, but like she was the type that like, you know those coworkers that like think that they know everything. Well, that was her. She was like one of them old ass ladies that's like, oh no, you have to watch out, you have to do this like this, this like that. And I was like, girl, what the fuck? In my head, I'm like, bitch, get out. Like, I was just like, girl, get out. Like, why are you in my room? Like, you don't have nothing to come here for. Why are you just trying to critique me when you're not even the boss? Like, so I was like, ew, she needs to get out. So for a minute, I didn't say nothing. And then finally, like a month in, I was like, why are you always coming in my rooms? Like, what the fuck? I told her about herself. I was like, girl, stay out of my rooms. Like, you just be in my rooms, like, doing the most. And so, I cussed her out too. I don't care. I did cuss her ass out because she was getting on my nerves. So, I'm going in with Ace Beauty Paris. Is it Bronze in Paradise? I used to say things. I need to go makeup shopping. But, yeah, she was like, always just coming in my rooms and stuff. And I was just like, girl, get out of my rooms. Like, stop. And so we was talking to the manager or whatever. And like that had passed. So finally, it was like maybe a month and a half in at this point. I was like a month and a half in at this job at this point, and something had came up. Like they had told me, they was like, so one day this girl, she was the other lady that had worked, like she was like above like the people, well not above the people. Well, I'm trying to explain back to explain. But the lady that like the supervisor lady, she was out that day, right? And the other lady that's under her, like, but like helped her with a lot of stuff, like she was out too. So it was this lady that speaks Spanish, and she needed somebody to help her with like stripping the rooms. If you do housekeeping, you know. So she needed help stripping the rooms or whatever. So she stripped the rooms, and she was speaking to her in Spanish, and so they was like, Monica, we're gonna let you go. We only gonna give you these rooms on the second floor. So I was like, okay. And she was like, after this, you can go home because you're good. And I was like, okay, well, I guess they're gonna give the other ones to the other girl on the third floor. So I went home, and I was like, I asked her, and then I asked her before I left. I said, are you sure like that's it? And she was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, no, you're good. But yeah, she was like, no, you're good, just go home. So I went home that day, and I come back the next day, and they're like, she wrote to her in Spanish saying, I didn't do my rooms, and I left without doing my rooms. I said, what the fuck? I said, that's like miscommunication between you guys, because I asked her multiple times, is that correct? She said, I asked her multiple times, and she said, that no, it was correct or whatever, so that I can leave. So I was like, okay, well, I had told her, I was like, no, that's miscommunication between y'all. And I had got mad, and I was like, why would you tell me that? Like, why would you tell me like to go home, and that wasn't even like what she was really saying? And she was like, no, I told you. I said, no, you did not fucking tell me. I said, I didn't say it like that, but I was like, you didn't tell me nothing. I was like, why would you tell me that? Why would you say that and then say something else? And she was like, no, I told you. I said, no, you did not. I said, you didn't speak clearly to me. And she was like, basically like lying, like so fucking hard, like just lying. I'm like, bitch, why are you lying right now? So finally, I was just like, girl, fuck you. In my head, I'm like, bitch, fuck you. Stop lying on me. Like, y'all was just already doing shit to piss me off. Y'all already doing shit to be like racist and discriminatory towards me. Fuck y'all. And so I was just like, okay, bitch, bye. So I had went to like do my rooms. I was alright. I was just pissed because I was like, these bitches is so fucking. They doing anything to try to remove me. So yeah, I was like, girl, you fucking lying. And that day before I left, like the manager, she was like, and mind y'all, this bitch, she's fat as fuck. She's fat as fuck. And she's like the type that boasts like that. She's the type that boasts about firing people or whatever. And she's the type that feels like she has authority because she's a manager, but has no authority. And I was like, girl. So I would always hear her like boasting about firing people and shit. So the day came, like the end of the day came, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home. And then she was sitting in the chair. She gonna say, yeah, can you go over there real quick? We have to have a talk with you or whatever. So I'm like, yeah. So I go sit down, and they come over there. I can tell she's like grinning. She's like, oh, they all like, oh, we finna get this bitch out of here. We finna get this black bitch out of here, basically. Basically, that's what it was giving the whole time. So she was like, oh yeah, like I could tell they were like, we finna get her the fuck out of here. We don't want her working here. So that's how I was looking so far. So she's like, they said that you didn't do your rooms, and unfortunately we have to terminate you. And so the lady that works next, like beside the head supervisor lady or whatever, like the one that helps with like, she makes our list and stuff for the rooms we have to do. So she was like, the other lady that speaks Spanish, she was like, no. She was looking, she was like, no, that's wrong. She was like, no. They told her the wrong thing, basically. She was like, basically they told her the wrong thing. And I was like, yeah, they did tell me the wrong thing. Like they told me to do one thing and then told me to do another. So I went home and I said, and I had and I asked her before I left. So whatever happens, that's on them. And they was basically just trying to like make it like I'm lying or something. And the manager, she wasn't even trying to hear me. Like, she was like, I could tell she wanted me to be gone because I was talking to her. She was like this. Like the whole time I'm talking, she's like this. I'm like, this bitch is so like, ugh. So I'm telling her, I'm explaining to her, and she's just like, I'm like, are you listening to me? I'm like, I'm trying to explain to you, and she's like, oh no, listening, not listening. I'm like, bitch, no, you. In my head, I'm like, bitch, no, the fuck you know. So yeah, so that passes. I'm like, you bitches. In my head, I'm like, they trying to get me fired. I'm like, and then the girl lied on me. I'm like, y'all trying to get me out of here. I was like, but it's not about to happen. So I stayed, right? So in the midst of all that, this one lady I worked with, it was like a whole bunch of messy shit going on, and she was telling me something one day, and the girl that had lied and said that I had the girl that had lied and she was like I could go home that day, the day I was about to get fired. So she had this lady that worked with us. She was telling me something one day because she always like, you know, the coworkers that be telling you stuff that they like be doing when you're not there, like stuff that be going on when you're not there. So she was telling me, she was like, girl, all this going on, and then she told me something about the lady that had said for me to go home that day. And I was like, for real? I was like, damn. She was like, yeah, girl, they some fake ass bitches. And I was like, yeah, you have to watch out for them. And I guess she overheard her. Basically, she did. And she was like, she came in there and she was like yelling at her. She pushed the thing, like she had pushed like the cart thing in the door, and she was yelling at her. And I was down the hallway because I had left down the hallway. So she had waited until I had left to approach the lady, right? To approach the lady that be telling me stuff. And I was like, this bitch scary. But I went down and she had approached her and she was like, why the fuck are you saying that I said that? She was like, why the fuck you saying I said that? And why you telling her that and saying this about me? And she was like, I didn't say nothing about you. And they were just going back and forth, right? So I'm in the doorway, I'm just sitting there, right? I'm in the doorway just sitting there. And she's like, I never said nothing about you. I never said nothing about you. And the lady that I talked to, she was like, yes, the fuck you were talking about me. And I was like, I'm just looking, like, I'm just like in shock, because I'm like, they loud as fuck and they arguing in here. And the guests can hear them. So I'm just looking. And finally she leaves. And she goes down there to the front and she's like, LaMonica was cussing at, they were both cussing at me, and LaMonica was cussing at me. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I didn't say nothing to her. I'm like, I said nothing to her. Why is she lying on me? I'm like, all I did was stand there. You can look at the cameras and see. Like, I didn't say nothing. And so I'm like, this bitch really lying on me. Like, I didn't say shit to her. So we was both like, she's just lying so fucking hard. We was just like, what the fuck? This bitch lying. And so the lady that was arguing with her, she was like explaining herself, and basically she was like, you know, telling her side or whatever. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that bitch be lying. And so she was like telling like the lady, she was like, we have to have a meeting or something. And I was like, yeah, we do have to have a meeting because this shit is getting out of hand. So everything just kind of died down after that, even though they were still doing like messy shit. And they had hired this new girl. She was a black girl and she worked in front desk, right? I already didn't like them. And I forgot to mention in the meeting whenever they were trying to fire me, she was like, Monica, you just be looking like mean, like you just look very mean. Facial expressions are like mean. I was like, I don't care. I don't come here to like make friends. If you feel like I said if you feel like I'm intimidated, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, sorry, but yeah. So they were trying to like deflect when I said that. They were like, oh no, well, we come here and we're nice and I said, in my mind, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if y'all nice or not. I don't come here to make friends. Y'all bitches already act like snakes. So yeah, I was just like, girl, in my head, I'm like, girl, get the fuck out of my face. Don't tell me how to come here, and I don't have to interact with y'all if I don't want to, basically. it's like what I was like thinking inside my mind. But I was like, okay. I was like, well, I'm just a different person, basically. So yeah, so she had told her, she was like they had hired a new girl, right? And she was a black girl. She worked in the front. And mind y'all, between all this happening, like it was just very like messy. Like the environment was like not what it wasn't what it should be. And so she was like, I think she gonna try to fight me. So my coworker, she was like, I'm gonna call my daughter. And I was like, yeah, call her. And we was all talking. We was just talking. So I was like, this bitch is messy. So anyway, they hired the black girl or whatever. And she was like I could tell they was talking about me to her because she was like, she was just looking at me like in a very like in a very like bitch type of way. I could tell they were talking about me basically because of the way she was looking at me. So I was like, in my mind, like, what the fuck is she looking at? Like, why the fuck she keeps staring at me? So I just was looking at them like every day I would come in, I would be looking like, bitch, what you looking at me for? Like, the fuck? So one day it was these guys, they were trying to talk to me, and I was like, oh, I don't want to talk to you. I was like, what the fuck? And he was like talking, and he was like, dang, they like that, dang, wake down here and wake up. And she was like, the manager, the fat ass manager, gonna say, no, not all of us. In my mind, I wanted to say, bitch, you know what? Be quiet, hoe. Because you already know I don't like you. Because she did that shit to be funny. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to let this fat bitch have it. But then I was like, no, I'm finna calm down because I don't really send her out for hearing. And they known for calling the police or whatever. So I was like, I'm just going to let that shit ride because that bitch trying to get a reaction. So that had passed, and like people had started to quit because they had started to like cut our hours or whatever. And so we would barely get days to work and stuff because they had like started cutting people's hours so much, and people was quitting and shit like that. I had stayed because I was like, I need the money, bro. I need the money right now. And I'm dealing with all this shit, like all these bitches fucking with me. I was just like, okay. So towards the end, it started to get weird because it was this man. He was like maintenance. Like we had two maintenance guys, and like one of them, like it was like some people, you could tell they was like doing drugs and shit. But I was like, y'all some fucking weirdos. I was like, these motherfuckers is crackheads and shit. But he had got fired because they said he was like tweaking one day when he came to work. I didn't work that day, so I didn't know what had went on. But they was like that he was like tweaking and shit. It was like they sent him to the hospital, and he was like, I guess he had something in his system or whatever, so they fired him. And so he had got fired. So it was just this Mexican man. Mind y'all, when the black, he was black too, so it was only two black people working there, or three, because that other girl. But whenever he was working there with the Mexican maintenance man, and it was two of them, he was the head maintenance man, right? So when the Mexican man got hired, they gave him the keys, the like head key to like everything. I was like, why the fuck would they give him? I'm using Scandalized mascara, volume lash. But I was like, why the fuck would they give him the key? He's not even a head housekeeper. I was like, they be doing shady racist discriminatory shit. And you could tell, and I was talking to him one day, he was like, yeah, they be doing shit that's like, you know, like racist, like discriminatory type shit for their kind, like sticking up for their kind or whatever. I was like, yeah, I could tell. So, so that happened or whatever. And anyways, so that had went on, and like the man, like when he left, like it was just the Mexican man in charge of everything, right? So excuse me if I keep saying that. So anyways, it was just him in charge, and he was like weird, like he was like funny, like he know I speak English, but he was like little funny basically. Like he would be making jokes and stuff, and I would like joke with him sometimes, and he would just be like weird though at the same time. Like he would be following like the girls, like he would be following us and stuff. I don't want that. But yeah, he would be like following us and stuff, and I was like, why he keep doing that? And my mom like, why does he keep following us? Like, why he keep doing weird stuff? And so like, at this point, like a month or two had passed, and like stuff died down. People had quit. It was like quiet and stuff at this point. So, I don't know. I think he felt a little too comfortable, like getting close to me or something, because he was starting to do weird shit, like. Just weird, like, and he would be following all the girls. I think I said that. So one day, I had got like a lot of rooms. Like I was like, my room was just like backed up. I was like, I don't want to do all this. So that they was coming to help me, like when the rooms was really bad, they would have to help me like change the entire like beds and stuff. And so they had to help me one day, right? I'm on the 3rd floor. And the man, he was like it was towards the end of my shift for me to leave. And so, I think I saw him back. So I'm gonna mix the NARS foundation. This is in Huhan, and this is the Wet n Wild Toffee Caramel 30 foundation too. So anyways, so yeah, I was leaving. Well, it was before I was leaving that shift that day, and it was like busy or whatever, and I had like a lot of dirty rooms to do. So towards the end, like he had helped me, and we were just standing out in the hallway, right? So we were standing in the hallway, and like I could see him like putting his phone up, like pointing it. Literally, I'm standing in front of him, like leaning on the wall, right? So I could see that he was like tilting his phone. I'm like, in my mind, because at first I didn't catch on, and I'm like, and then I finally caught on. I'm like, what is he doing? And I'm looking, and so I moved like really quick. I like, and then it clicked, and I was like, this nigga trying to take pictures of me. What the fuck? So I moved, and as I'm moving, I could see like his phone camera, like I could see like the camera thing on his phone, and I'm like, he a fucking weirdo. So I was like, what the fuck? So I didn't say nothing, right? I just went home that day or whatever. But I should have said something, but I didn't. I was just like, he's a fucking pervert. So, finally, it's like I had just noticed that and I didn't say nothing. And maybe like, 2 or 3 weeks later, he asked me, he's like, can I take a picture of you? I said, no, what the fuck? I said, why would you ask me that? I said, no, that's weird. Don't ask me that again. And, cause he didn't speak Spanish. I mean, he didn't speak English well. And I was like, don't ask me that, that's perverted. And, so he's just like, okay. I'm like, yeah, okay, you weird bitch. And so, and mind y'all, one day I was going up the stairs and I was running because I was like in a rush to get done. And this nigga was behind me while my butt was like I was running so my butt was moving, and he was behind me just looking. And I'm like, this nigga's a fucking weirdo. I turned around like, bro, he's a fucking weirdo. So one day, after that, after he asked to take a picture of me, I finally go down, and I tell the lady, I'm like, hey, this man keeps, I'm like, so-and-so keeps being weird, and he's trying to take pictures of me. And she's like, what? I'm like, yes, you need to go do something about that because he keeps asking to take pictures of me, and I think he has the pictures of me, like walking and stuff, like of my butt. And she was like, wow, what the fuck? Like I could tell she didn't say that, I could tell she was like, what the fuck? And so, I don't know if she talked to him. I really don't know if they even cared because they was like really like weird towards me anyways. But she was like, from that moment on, she was like, I'm just not having you close to me because I don't know, like he's being weird. I was like, I need to get some mace. Like in my mind, I'm like, I need to get some mace because people be weird as fuck, especially niggas. And so that went on, and I was just watching him really closely all the time. And when he would come to me, I'd be like, get up, like move away from me, like get away from me. So yeah, he was like really perverted, and I was like, ew, like I don't want to be around no weird ass nigga. Like I have to work here. Like why would you be doing perverted stuff at work towards women? Like I could have filed charges on them like in all ways, but I didn't. I was like, I told them, but I was like, I could have really just filed like some type of charge or like told on them in their establishment. But yeah, so that had passed. He was still like kind of like being a weirdo in a way, but I was like, I'm just not gonna pay attention to this nigga, bro. So that had it ran its course. It was still going on a little bit, but I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. So like this is like the cherry on top. This is why I had to quit working there. So one day, this was like 3 weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago. I go into work, right? And there's these new ladies there. They're Mexican too. And so they would be coming in. It was like her and her daughter. Like they would be coming in or whatever. And like they would just be trying to like critique people. Like it was already a shitty ass hotel, but like it wasn't like bad, but it was like it could be better, you know. But they would be in there like trying to be Mrs. Perfect and shit. I'm like, y'all bitches need to get out. Like this is a raggedy ass hotel. And the other girls, they was like, I don't like them. I would just laugh because I was like, I'm not gonna gossip about people, like, but I would be like, because they would be speaking in Spanish, and like I never knew what the fuck she was saying. But she was like, did you hear them? I was like, no, I didn't hear them. She was like, she keep telling us what to do and stuff like that. And I was like, oh shit, what can I do about it? Like maybe I need to do it. But like y'all, they would be like trying to like tell the people what to do, and they were just workers, but they were like starting to get on people's nerves or whatever. So like they would be working like extra days whenever they needed people, because when they would call me, I'd be like, I'm not coming in. Like I really don't even like working with y'all. I don't like working there, so don't ask me to come in basically. So whenever they would call me, I'd be like, I'm not coming in, fuck y'all. I am a good worker, but I was so through with them. Like I was just like, I'm done with this establishment. Like they so fucking weird and unprofessional. That's too much. I was like, they just too weird and unprofessional. So I just don't want to be around there. Like I would be like dreading. I would just be ready to like leave every day, and that's sad. So I was like, I'm not coming in. So they would be working like extra. They would be working more days and volunteering to get more hours. So finally, the day came, and they was like really full. I had asked to work that day, and they was like not trying to let me get hours. And then come to find out, they was like, well, Monica, can you come in? I was like, no. When I had the opportunity to come, y'all didn't want me to, so no. So I didn't go in that day. So the next day I go in, right? And she's like, she gives me 10 checkouts, right? And like I think like 5 days. I'm like, why the fuck? And I'm looking, I'm like, why would she give me all of these motherfucking checkouts? And she only gave all these other girls days. Mind y'all, I'm the only black woman that's working in housekeeping, so keep that in mind. But I'm like, why the fuck would she give me all these motherfucking, all these checkouts? Oh, and one day this lady, she was taking me to work with her, right? And she told me one day, she was like, I'm gonna go help LaMonica. And then she said the lady that's above her, she was like, no, you're not gonna help her. We have things to do. But it's like they was like not even busy. She was just lying, like to not let me get help, but everybody else would have like help with their rooms. Like they would bring people and stuff like that, but I'm the only one that like really never had help in none of my rooms. Like I would just have to do that shit. Like they would never offer to help me or anything. Like I had to basically beg. So I'm like, no, I don't want 10 rooms, because I never have help with my rooms when it's like over, when they're all dirty and all that. other people have help in their rooms. Why would you give me 10 checkouts? I'm like, you gave them all stays, but you're gonna give me 10 checkouts? No, what the fuck? She's like, oh, I'm trying to give you hours. I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't want hours that bad to where I'm overworking myself. Like, you're not about to work me and then let these motherfuckers sit back and not do shit. So I just spoke my opinion, because at first I had went upstairs and I like I looked at it and I was like, I don't have to do it. Then I was like, fuck no. I was like, I'm not feeling like people run over me like that. Like, no, I'm a good worker and I try to be nice to everybody. Like, I try not to be weird, like rude or intimidating towards people, but no, you're not gonna overwork me. So I went down and I was like, I'm not about to do this. I'm like, this is too many rooms. I was like, can you like double it down or something, like to where it's like equal, like to where I can have rooms, to where I can have like enough stays and enough checkouts where it's equal. And she was just like, no, no. Like, she just kept like being like, no. I'm like, what the fuck is her problem? So I just kept talking to her and she was like, okay, we can go talk to the lady. She was like, we can go talk to the manager. And I was like, okay, let's go talk to her. So I'm telling her, right, and she could tell that like she was wrong. She was like, no, that's too, and I know she was like, that is too many rooms, but she didn't want to say nothing. I'm like, bitch, speak up. Like, I'm coming to you and telling you this. Like, this is wrong. Like, why would y'all try to overwork me and not like work them? Like, no. And we were just going back and forth. And finally, like towards the end, she's like, and I said, well, I'm just gonna need you to like change it like to where the rooms could be equal. Like, cause that's too many rooms for me to do by myself with no help. And like, I will be here all day while all these other people will be gone because they have help in all their fucking rooms. And so I had said that basically, and she was like, you don't need to demand me. I was like, I'm not demanding you, I'm just telling you. And she was like, she had got mad or something. And then so the lady, the manager, she was like, well, she is your boss. I said, she's not my boss, she's y'all's boss. She don't run me. And so after that, the manager, like, she had got mad. Like, she was starting to get fly. And I was like, bitch, I know that. In my mind, I said, this hoe getting fly with me, right? So that's when I like turned up. Like, I was like, this bitch getting fly with me. So I got fly right back. Like, I was like talking like big shit. I'm like, fuck y'all bitches. I'm like, fuck y'all. I'm like, I should have been out this red infested ass hotel. I'm like, you hoes been playing in my face for months now. Y'all hoes is racist. Y'all always doing shit to fuck with me. I'm like, bitch, I should have been gone because y'all bitches stay playing in my face. You racist assholes. And then I'm like, you fat bitch. And I was just going off on her, right? And the lady that like would take me to work with her, she was like, well, Monica. I'm like, you know, I'm still talking. I'm like, I said, and bitch, I'm sorry y'all for this language. I said, bitch, I'll slap the shit out of you. You talking about, she said something. She said, I'll call the laws. I said, yeah, bitch, you gonna have to call the laws on me. And so, she was just talking shit. And then she gonna call me a hoe. She was on the phone with, I think the owner. She was like, this hoe. I said, what? Like something I said. I said, nah. I think I said, nah, bitch, you a hoe, you fat bitch. And so we was just going back and forth. And I had finally left. I was like, fuck y'all bitches. I'm finna get the fuck out of here. And I had left, right? Baby, tell me why. She said, I'm finna call the laws. I said, bitch, you call the laws, you gonna have to. And I was really like so close, but I was like, I'm not finna do this. I was like, bitch, you really the one I should have went. I should have been fucked up, cause you know, like, bitch, you been playing in my face this whole time I've been working for y'all. So I was just going off, and I finally left. I told my mom, and I was like, I had left. And I had like left, and I was telling, before I left, I told this girl, she was like, she worked for me. She was like, what's going on? Like, this hoe trying to overwork me. Like, no, I said, she trying to like work the fuck out of me and let them have an easy day. I said, fuck no, bitch, I'm not gonna overdo nothing. And I was just telling her, I was so mad that day, y'all. I was like, fuck y'all, I quit, bitch. I was like, bitch, fuck y'all, I quit this hoe. And so I had left that day. And I still had that key, right? And so after that, it was just that. And like the day when my check came, I was like, me and my mom were here when I checked. I was like, can you come with me? Because I still had that key, but because I had forgot that I had it. But I was like, can you come up there with me? Because I don't want these bitches to be trying me or nothing, like trying to play in my face. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna come up there with you because I know how they are. And we was like trying to get in contact with her so I could get my check. She's talking about some, I'm at the hospital. I can. I'm like, she's like, they like, she was there, but she took our checks with her. I'm like, why the fuck did this bitch take our shit? We work for our motherfucking money. Why the fuck she got our shit? Like, why the fuck she take our checks? So me and my mom was trying to get to her, and she was like, no, I can't tell you where I'm at. I'm like, yeah, bitch, you know, we'll beat your ass. I'm like, yes, that bitch scary. She know we'll beat her ass. But my mom, she was like, yeah, you could tell she did that shit on purpose. I was like, yeah, they did. They always fucking with people, like trying to be funny. And then when we had went to the desk, right, my mama, she was like, the man, he was like sitting there like smirking. I was like, you bitch. I was like, I don't like you hoes, for real. But yeah, yo, I had quit there. And I was like, I'm done working for y'all. Like, you hoes is weird as fuck. So I just stopped working there. I was like, bitch, fuck y'all. So now I'm just, I don't know. I'm finna start working somewhere else. I tried Amazon, but they just, I don't know. I don't like it. It was okay, but I was like, no. I really don't know. Because it's like so hard for me to get places right now. But I'll come back whenever. I'm finna finish this real quick, and then I'll be back. So I'm just gonna set my face with the air spun, and then I'm gonna bronze with this and my other. So this is the look, y'all. Thank you for watching my video, and if you have crazy ass stories or crazy ass things that happen to you in the workplace, drop them down below, because I want to know how fucked up they had y'all. Like, I just want to know like how fucked up did they really have y'all. But thank y'all for watching my Get Ready With Me. I'm about to go ahead and head out, y'all. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Tune in to my